You lucky skinny chick. These were the thoughts of Patricia as she sat in a restaurant eating a low-calorie sandwich and sipping on a cup of sugarless coffee. You see, right across her table was a thin girl enjoying a big slice of Chicago-style pizza. Now, just in case you haven't tried Chicago deep dish pizza, it has a thick, buttery crust and almost 2 pounds of deliciously melted cheese, enough to make your typical diet guru shriek in anxiety. Now, Patricia had nothing against this girl, but this week began for her on a pretty bad note. It started on Monday morning when she got on the weighing scale. She had been on a strict diet for nearly 2 months and had gone off the diet over the weekend to give herself a break and just live like a normal human being for a couple of days. But to her horror, the scale weighed 188 pounds. She just couldn't believe it. It meant that she had gained back every single pound lost in the last 3 weeks. She was frustrated because this cycle had been going on for the last 3.5 years. During this time, she tried all the latest popular fad diets. She even tried celebrity diet boxes, exotic green teas, and diet cookbooks. She hired a personal trainer and did lose some weight, but soon discovered something else was getting thinner, her checkbook. And once the trainer was gone, you guessed it right, the weight was back on, and she danced to the exercise video of some curly-haired guy and in desperation even tried one of those miracle diet pills. But nothing seemed to work. The muffin top belly just never went off. She would struggle and struggle to lose a few pounds, and then the very first time she used to give herself a break, the weight would come right back on. And here she was today, staring at this slim and slender girl right across her table, gorging on a huge, delicious piece of pizza, and she wondered, why doesn't she get fat? How does she do it? She seems to eat anything she likes and is still thin. How do these naturally skinny folks do it? Now, you will see Patricia again at the end of this short video, but the extremely important point to note is that whether you're a guy or a gal, you too must have made this observation. Some people are always effortlessly skinny. They remain slim without counting calories, eating what they want, without having a knowledge of the latest popular diets, never exercising like a gym maniac, and spending little time obsessing over their weight. You may have a friend or someone in the family who just sits at the table and never seems to bother with what and how much they're eating. And they often get those jealous side glances from everybody in the room. You always wonder how they manage to keep those extra pounds at bay, no matter what time of the year it is, no matter how many years have gone by since you last saw them. They just happily sit there, thin. It often comes as a subtle, passing thought, and you do a comparison on the sly, only to brush the whole episode off with another hopeless remark. It's just good luck or good old genes or a gifted metabolism, but you too wish that you could be naturally skinny like them, rather than always trying to lose weight. But here's the truth. It's not genetics nor a gifted metabolism, and it's definitely not luck. The proof lies in a very peculiar observation, known as the French paradox, which has baffled even scientists. The French paradox first got worldwide attention when it was broadcast as a documentary on the smash hit TV show 60 Minutes, and since then it has become a subject of constant discussion. If you ever sit down for a typical meal in France, you will find butter, croissants, fresh, crusty baguettes, rich, creamy cheese and pastries, and plenty of wine in the menu. A traditional French meal is a multi-course affair, and lunch often consists of 5 to 6 different courses. Did you notice? They eat a diet which is high in calories and fat. But surprises of all surprises, the French don't seem to get fat. The obesity rate in America is 34%, making it the fattest country in the world. By comparison, the French obesity rate is a minuscule 11%. This is what is known as the French paradox, that despite a diet high in fat and calories, the French are thinner. But now look closely. Do you see a common pattern over here? The less the French obsess about calorie counting, portion control, and low-carb diets, the thinner they are. Here's a fact which will surprise you further. The underlying reason the French stay thin is because they don't diet. Dieting is not a fad in their culture. They eat rich, savory, and satisfying meals. Now you must be saying, Hey, wait a second, Sparky. I always thought that dieting was the only way to lose weight. That is exactly what the profit-driven corporate diet marketers would love you to believe. But as you saw in the French paradox, that is simply not true. So, how do you lose weight without dieting? To know the answer, watch as we show you 2 never-before-revealed principles used by naturally skinny people all the time. But first, something about this video. First off, we have never given away so much information in a free video before that you can watch all in one sitting. And what you are about to see is stuff you won't read in the typical books and magazines. Secondly, this is a limited time video and will be up for a very short time. It may not be up tomorrow, so please watch it while you can. All right, skinny principle number 1. Never diet. There are thousands and thousands of weight loss books and products in the market. Did you know that Amazon.com itself has got 50,196 diet books listed for sale? Here's a simple fact. Had any one of these diets worked, 300 million people around the world wouldn't be trying to lose weight at this very minute. As they say, results speak for themselves. You may not know it yet, but the reason you may have tried the latest fad diets only to end up losing and regaining the same 10 pounds is because you may be cycling round in a vicious circle called the diet doom loop. The reality is, all diets seem good in theory and on paper, but in real life, here's what happens. You start on a diet after seeing it being touted as incredible in magazines, bookstores, or celebrity talk shows. No matter what, with the fancy name they are called, at the end of the day, almost all of them are deprivation diets. They deprive you of something: carbohydrates, fat, the portion size you can eat, the number of calories, or satisfying foods. But guess what? Nature fights these deprivation diets. Firstly, our body fights against them. Millions of years of evolution has made our body's metabolism very efficient. When you go on a diet, the first reaction of the body is to lower the metabolism rate. Simply put, your body starts to burn calories at a much slower rate. Secondly, our brain fights back. If we consciously deny ourselves something again and again, we are likely to end up craving it more and more. That's how the human mind works. After about a week of dieting, your brain is genetically programmed to fight back by lowering the hunger hormone called leptin. Thirdly, our day-to-day environment fights back. Throughout your normal day, you are exposed to hundreds of tempting food advertisements, great smells on every fast food corner, and the alluring pull of snacks in every vending machine and gas station. Still worse, you sit down to eat with your family or friends, and you find your diet forbids the foods they are eating. Yes, dieting affects your relationships too. Well, the combination is like pushing a boulder uphill every second of the day. It tests and strains your willpower from morning till night. With the body, the brain, and the environment fighting back, nobody can sustain this lifestyle for very long. Soon enough, something snaps and you go lax on the strict diet and innocently enjoy a meal or two. The moment you cheat, the unwritten law is you failed the diet didn't fail you. It's outrageous, but everybody seems to fall for it. Well, with the diet off the hook, you start having self-doubts. Maybe I don't have the willpower it takes to succeed. Maybe I am too weak to resist temptations. And then you give up. And finally, weight creeps back. Now you know exactly why failing to lose weight on a diet was not your fault. The fault was with the process of dieting. You see, dieting, the act of depriving yourself required nutrition, is not a natural phenomenon. You won't find it being practiced in the animal kingdom, and anything unnatural has physical, emotional, and psychological consequences. Yes, you pay a cost for dieting, and that's why you will find that the naturally thin people never diet. Now, let's quickly move to skinny principle number 2. Food is not the enemy. Yummy equals evil. This is what the diet industry would love you to believe, but the French people give a resounding thrashing to this modern myth. Did you know that the average French person eats 4 times the butter and 60% more cheese than a typical American? Still, the French are thinner. Why the French are able to eat all the forbidden foods and still remain thin while Americans get fatter has been demystified now by a new scientific study. Researchers found that the French use internal cues or signals such as no longer feeling hungry to decide when to stop eating. Americans, on the other hand, use external cues, such as whether their beverage has run out or whether their television program is over. In summary, the French eat high-fat and high-calorie meals all the time, but are more attuned to their hunger signals than Americans and immediately stop eating once they are not hungry. Simple, easy rule, but works like gangbusters for the French. And it illustrates a very important concept. You don't become fat because of food. You become fat because of the relationship you have with the food. Let's go through that once again because it is that important. You don't become fat because of food. You become fat because of the relationship you have with the food. Eating butter and pastries won't make you fat. Obsessing about them and eating them the wrong way does. The proofs are the French. Yes, if you have the correct attitude towards food, you can enjoy all the goodies and still stay skinny. Do not for a second fall for the modern myth that food is the enemy. Food is not the enemy. Do you see how these fat-burning rules of people who remain almost effortlessly thin are totally different and counterintuitive to what most popular diets would love for you to believe? Anybody can lose a few pounds temporarily with the old rules of dieting, with deprivation, with tiny portions and not eating what you like, but nobody can keep weight off permanently this way. If you step back for a second and think about it, you definitely don't want to live that way, where you are always in a mode of trying to lose weight and then keep putting it back and not enjoying the precious moments of life as time flies by. There has to be a better way. And of course, there is. What if we could show you a system of fat burning which is so different from anything else you've ever seen? A system which will forever change the way you look at fat loss. And all in just 28 days from today? Forget about your past weight loss failures for a second. Just focus on one thought. What if it was really possible to change your body in the next 28 days and at the same time get a wonderful lifestyle you never thought existed before? Okay, let's elaborate on the system which accomplishes all that and is so unique you will be anxious to begin immediately. Take a look at this picture and let's call the woman on the right Patricia. Assume that Patricia emulates the exact eating style of the slim girl from the time she gets up in the morning till night. And she copycats this lifestyle exactly for the next 28 days. What do you think would be the end result? Yes, you may have rightly guessed, Patricia too would start feeling great and looking great too. She would melt away the stubborn pounds without even thinking about it, all without feeling famished and eating delicious, real food. You see, that is because naturally thin people thoroughly enjoy their food. They don't have to go after low-carb, low-fat, or gimmicky diets. Instead, they eat real healthy food and at the same time have an open mind to appetizing dishes and mouth-watering desserts. If they feel like having a cupcake or chocolate mousse, they have it. No big deal. Skinny people are skinny because of a reason, and it's not about willpower. They have a set of rules and habits which work marvelously for them. You've already seen that being forever thin is not about luck, genetics, or a gifted metabolism. It's about the correct attitude and having a smart, enjoyable lifestyle. And this attitude and this lifestyle is exactly what our Skinny Copycat program is all about. In 10 simple, easy steps, Skinny Copycat replicates the thinking patterns of people who remain thin almost effortlessly and reveals how they make their decisions on what to eat, when to eat, and how much to eat. If you ever had doubts on what is the ideal portion size, what are the best foods to have, how often can I have desserts without packing on extra pounds? Is it okay to have snacks in between? What snacks should I have? And many more such questions. Skinny Copycat takes you inside the skinny brain to answer them. In a nutshell, in 10 simple, easy steps, you clone your thinking to be like a naturally skinny person. It's like getting in their brain and simply copying how they make decisions about food. The same smart decisions they make every day, which keep them forever thin. The best part, this system is practical and actually proven. It works, and it works in all parts of the world. Take a look at this. There have been many instances of tourists going to France, eating the delicious high-fat and high-calorie local cuisine like croissants, pastries, traditional multi-course lunches at the cafes, and returning home only to find to their amazement that they have actually lost weight. It's true, and many people who visit France report this. That comes as a surprise to them since they never went there with an intention to lose fat. So what happened over there? What made them lose pounds? Well, you already know about the French paradox, the observation that the French just don't seem to get fat in spite of their rich diet. While in France, the tourist ate and lived like the French, and guess what? The French paradox worked for them too. They lose weight without even thinking about it. That too on a holiday. That's how powerful copying a lifestyle can be. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that something which makes the concept of losing fat with diets sound like old school? Isn't that something which is so unique and easy that you are anxious to know if it will work for you too? Of course it will, because the same proven lifestyle rules which make the French paradox work are included in the skinny copycat system. Here's some of the things you will discover inside the blueprint. Counterintuitive but true. Why to lose weight? You must never feel deprived of your favorite foods. On page 87, you will discover two types of hunger. One makes you fat and the other makes you thin. Page 37 shows you a proven scientific technique to think yourself skinny into dropping 3 dress sizes. You'll also discover what to never ever eat from the supermarket. It was perhaps in your breakfast today. Revived on page 67, a 125-year-old method which burns 54,000 extra calories a year simply by eating foods a certain way. The infallible spiritual principle you need to follow even before beginning to lose the first pound. Read about it on page 93. What exactly to do when you have cravings for junk food? Hint, don't deny it. And much, much more. Skinny Copycat is a program unlike anything published before, but it's not for everybody. If you are looking for a catchy title like Lose 20 Pounds by Next Week, the kind that you see on those cheesy infomercials on television, this may not be for you. But if you are looking for a delightful, enjoyable, and smart way to lose up to 10 pounds in the next 28 days, you are at the right place at the right time. Now, you may be curious to know as to what you can expect from Skinny Copycat in the coming 4 weeks. Frankly speaking, a lot. You lose 10 pounds or more. Our typical results are 2 to 3 pounds of fat loss per week. Your cravings vanish. Weight regain is a thing of the past. Your energy levels shoot up, and so does your confidence. You become smarter than your friends. You will smile when they discuss the latest fad tip of the month and the same old rusty diet rules. And what happens after the 28 days are over? Over the time period, you will find that the easy and effective rules which make Skinny Copycat work become second nature to you. You will not only lose the stubborn pounds, you will discover a lifestyle, the exciting, naturally skinny lifestyle. It's not only about losing weight and looking great. It's also about what the French call joie de vivre, which simply means the joy of life. And once you experience it, you will never want to go back to your old self again. So here's exactly what you get in the program. You get a one-of-a-kind, fully detailed, step-by-step blueprint. Smart, easy, practical rules show you what to eat, when to eat, and exactly how much to eat. All illustrated with examples and tips to optimize the program so that it's perfectly suited to you. Now here's what's really great. Skinny Copycat is published only in downloadable digital format. It helps us save paper, save thousands of trees, and save our environment. Nothing is shipped to you, and you will have instant access to the entire system in 30 seconds. How cool is that? Apart from the blueprint, you also get access to our unique Inside the Skinny Brain monthly newsletter for 1 full year. How do skinny people think, and how can we replicate their thoughts? This is the burning question for which we are constantly studying and analyzing people's lifestyle from around the world. Whenever we connect the dots and find a breakthrough which makes fat loss easier, faster, and smarter, we pass the results over to you, delivered by our editorial staff once a month straight to your email inbox. Imagine approaching a naturally skinny person and asking them to rent their thoughts on how they keep themselves effortlessly thin and using these thoughts to completely transform your body. As funny as it sounds, that's exactly what is happening over here, and you may well be very anxious to get started right away and see the results for yourself. So, what is the cost of the entire program? Even though there is nothing available in the market which even comes close to this unique approach which Skinny Copycat takes, let's do a comparison of sorts here to get an idea of the value you are about to receive. If you want to lose 10 pounds in around 4 weeks, you could do it by hiring a personal trainer. This will cost you $600 to $1,000 per month minimum, depending on where you stay. But then there are hidden costs too. They will try and sell you expensive protein supplements and snack bars because that is where they make their biggest profits. Or if you want to avoid the factory-produced supplements, you could buy a decent treadmill for around $400 to $600, but you will be walking for hours doing nothing but staring at the wall. Here's a secret which only fitness marketers know. Because treadmills are boring, they often end up as clothes hangers in the basement. Well, it's true. So you see, you can lose a few pounds with a personal trainer or with a treadmill, but it will never give you the enjoyable lifestyle you may have always longed for. You will never be naturally skinny this way. That you can have today, the Skinny Copycat way. The entire package has a retail price of $197, but hold on. You are not going to pay $197. Your introductory special price is not even half of that. In fact, you won't even pay half of $100. Not even $49. For a limited time only, and only through this video you are watching now, you get it all. The Skinny Copycat Blueprint and our ironclad 8-week money-back guarantee, which we will speak about in just a second, for a one-time low fee of $39.95. But hurry, this is only a special introductory pricing, and we really can't commit on how long we can hold on to this. Skinny Copycat has been downloaded by our customers from all parts of the world, and once a certain number of copies have been made available, we will have to go to our original pricing. So order today. Now, if you're feeling even slightly apprehensive, what if this doesn't work for me? Relax. This is an absolutely zero-risk offer. If you are unsatisfied and not delighted with the results, we will give you your money back and you can keep the entire program absolutely free. That's right. We have had such incredible results with this program that we are giving you a 100% no questions asked, ironclad, unconditional, and 8-week money-back guarantee. We can offer this generous guarantee because our mission is very simple. We want this life-transforming, healthy fat loss system to reach as many people as possible, and we don't want you to have any hesitation at all while trying it. But now, we don't want you to only lose pounds with Skinny Copycat. We want this to be a life-changing and absolutely delightful experience for you. Just to be sure that we over-deliver, there are 2 additional gifts for you, just for having a look at the program today. The first free gift is a special editorial report, Skinny Supermarket Secrets. Yes, skinny shopping is an art, and there are secrets to do it right. This shows you how. And the second gift, guilt-free sweet indulgences. Dessert recipes which will delight your sweet tooth but keep your weight in check. You are going to love them. Now, if you take a look at the entire Skinny Copycat package that is waiting for you, that is an incredible offer. An incredible offer and an incredible lifestyle which will completely change how the next 28 days unfold for you. Think about it. Fitting in your favorite skinny jeans. No more hiding under those so-called fat clothes. Shocking your friends and family with the new you. That feeling is amazing. No more apprehensions while stepping on the weighing scale. You will be able to wear whatever you want and feel fantastic and look fantastic too. Picture how wonderful it will feel to be able to do that anytime you want for the rest of your life. Speaking of decisions, it changes lives, and you have a decision to make now. You can start on this delicious new lifestyle right away, or you can think about it sometime later. But the biggest hindrance to getting the body you have always wanted to have is endless procrastination, like beginning next week or after some future holiday or some other excuse. Why remain overweight until some future time? All you need to do to get started right now is click on the order button right on your screen. Yes, the button at the bottom of this video. If you follow this, you will get results. It's that simple. and you risk nothing. Review Skinny Copycat for 60 days and see for yourself. Your satisfaction is unconditionally guaranteed. So please, don't hesitate, not even for a second. Ordering is easy and very quick. Once you click on the order button below, you will be taken to our payment page powered by ClickBank, the internet's largest retailer of digital products. Simply enter your details, which only takes a few seconds, and then you will be taken to a web page where you can download the entire Skinny Copycat package right away. This was Lisa from Skinny Copycat team, and I want to thank you for spending the time to go through this video and considering our once-in-a-lifetime offer. Go now. Why wait? The naturally skinny lifestyle is just seconds away from you now. Simply click on the order button below, and we will be waiting for you on the other side.